I'm Rebecca Hyde-Jones. In this program, I'm going to tell you a story. It's a story of heroes and villains, a story about acts of bravery and dedication, about faraway places and finding the answer in your own backyard. And, to get to the point, it's the story of an exam glove. I know, it's pretty much a total loss as a fashion accessory. It certainly isn't glamorous or cutting edge, and not the least bit high-tech. In fact, you've seen gloves like this a million times. Every time you've been to your doctor's office, the dentist, the emergency room, and even the bloodmobile. But that's the point. Even those of us with no medical training know that when it comes to fighting the spread of infection and protecting both patients and caregivers, clean, disposable exam gloves are the first line of defense. Yet in many of the world's hospitals and clinics, supplies like exam gloves are hard to find or simply too expensive to afford. And often, in places where villains like germs and disease run rampant, you'll see scenes like this: disposable gloves and other supplies intended for single use being cleaned and reused again and again. And that's why I want to tell you the story of this exam glove, or rather this box of gloves, because at the same time that these gloves and other critical health and medical supplies are so desperately needed by so many, their manufacturers face the same inventory issues as any other business, such as overstocks, packaging mishaps, branding and labeling issues. And to solve these problems, companies are often forced to throw out perfectly good inventory. So, how does a clinic or charity find those supplies before they end up in a landfill? And how does a business with inventory to donate find the people who need it most, even if they're half a world away? In short, how can you match a need so desperate with a resource that may go to waste? As we learn the story of this exam glove, we'll meet an organization that is dedicated to doing just that, matching precious resources with the people who need them most in their own community and around the world. Health and medical supplies distributed by Globus Relief are put to use in places such as a free clinic on a poor city street in America, a makeshift field hospital serving victims of a natural disaster, a struggling surgical center in an impoverished third world country. These are all places where the spirit of compassion blossoms, where caring people reach out to heal and comfort those in need. But these places have their own needs, such as equipment and supplies to run a safe, sanitary, and effective medical facility. And that's where Globus Relief comes in. Globus provides what businesses call a supply chain for humanitarian aid organizations.
Globus is a wonderful organization, real unique I think in the world. We gather, process, and distribute out medical and health supplies to charities serving the needy around the world.
I started Globus for a concern for the poor and the needy. Been taught that from my very youth. Globus is what it is because of the people that work at Globus. And I can tell you story after story of the good that the people at Globus is doing for the people throughout the world.
Companies with medical equipment and supplies that might otherwise go to waste, or businesses that simply want to help, work with Globus to ensure that their donations reach those who need them most. At the other end of the supply chain, third world hospitals, clinics in developing countries, and the humanitarian organizations that run them count on Globus for the things they need to achieve their mission.
There are about $750 million worth of medical and health supplies that sit idly on shelves or are discarded into landfills every year in North America. We also know there are 40,000 children and even more than that, adults that die every day just from lack of access to basic health care. So what we try to do is fill the gap. We try to match the products from distributors, manufacturers, hospitals with those that need it most in the developing areas of the world and also here in the U.S.
Globus Relief combines savvy business practices with a mission to serve. Their results have been amazing. By working with more than 300 charity partners, Globus has channeled millions of dollars of donated equipment and supplies to needy people around the world. Charity partners have received Globus donations and distributed them to people facing war, famine, natural disaster, and poverty. And that includes timely relief to the victims of the Southeast Asia tsunami and Hurricane Katrina.
Some time ago I was interviewed by a news station and they said, is it tough watching these things on the news and not feeling like you can do anything about it? And I said, what was great was I was able to say, hey, we can do something about it and do a lot about it.
So what about our exam glove? How will Globus Relief make sure this glove and the others in this box are on a clinic shelf when a nurse or doctor reaches for them? Globus carries a large inventory of humanitarian supplies donated by generous corporate partners.
We deal with everything from the smallest IV pumps, blood pressure monitors, all the way up to full x-ray rooms, CT scanners, MRIs.
To gather these items, Globus forms relationships with manufacturers, distributors, and hospitals all over the country. Donations can be inventory overstocks, misbranded items, as well as supplies from open packages that are still viable, but by law can't be used in the U.S. Globus matches its donations with the needs of hundreds of charity partners around the world. For example, when a request for gloves comes from a surgical clinic in a developing country, Globus fills that need. This is a true win-win. Not only can Globus match those donations with people in need, they're solving inventory, storage, and disposal problems for the businesses they work with. Globus is sensitive to its business partners' concerns and carefully implements any donor preferences for their products' destinations. Globus manages risks associated with product liability, market erosion, and donation diversion. So our gloves have been donated and now have a destination. Their first stop is in Globus Relief's warehouse, where they're sorted, logged, and checked. Millions of dollars worth of donations arrive at the Globus warehouse every month. Employees and volunteers check for expired, broken, or unusable products. All viable products are forwarded to quality assurance. Here, each and every product is carefully inspected by expert staff. Detailed descriptions go into an inventory database and a unique barcode is printed for every item.
Our main purpose in the warehouse is to receive the product that's donated to us, get it sorted correctly, get it processed, and then prepared for outbound shipments for customer orders.
So, our gloves have been shipped from the donor, received at the Globus warehouse, checked and cataloged. The donors have been acknowledged and the gloves are ready to ship out to the people who need them. Charities can actually view available inventory and place orders online using the Globus website. Our gloves have been matched by Globus with a partner whose mission is to provide aid to some of the poorest people in the Western Hemisphere. Globus Relief and Beehive International are currently working together to equip these 2 floors. Because of an unusually high maternity rate, this hospital also has a neonatal intensive care unit, which happens to be where our gloves ended up. Globus Relief and Beehive International have been partners for years and continue to work together to relieve the suffering in Mexico. Beehive is only one of over 300 charities Globus currently works with. Others include local community outreach, surgical mission groups, and major relief efforts. For all of these partners, Globus provides access to the medical equipment and supplies they need to get their job done. For donor companies, Globus provides a solution to inventory issues and a meaningful way to give back. Globus Relief is an organization that makes a difference all over the world. You can make a difference too. If you would like to be involved personally, or if you're a charity in need of medical supplies and equipment, or if your company manufactures and distributes these supplies, please check out our website for opportunities to partner with Globus Relief.